This video will focus on the first of two methods of searching Global Insight. Sometimes searching is rather complex, and sometimes it's rather simple. It depends a lot on the economic concept. For instance, country-specific data such as GDP versus cross-country data such as exchange rates. It depends a lot on the way the data is arranged in the database. The interface offers you several different ways to search. A tree search and a keyword search are two of the main ways you can search. In this case, we're going to be doing a keyword search. Sometimes you're pretty sure you know what you're looking for in a keyword search. It can be the fastest. Here's an example of a keyword search using Global Insight. Let's start with searching for something specific like Chile's GDP. So I'll look for the search box over here and I'll enter the phrase Chile and GDP. Once I've entered my search term, I want to execute the search, and I'll do that by going over to the green Go button. In this case, I obtained 54 series. That's too many for what we want to do. Lots of these series are not relevant to us, but they contain the word GDP in it. So what we want to do in this case is narrow our search some more. We could narrow this based on a variety of factors, including economic factors like currency, euro or dollar for instance, or frequency, annual or quarterly, or by concept, real versus nominal. Let's try a keyword search on Chile, GDP, and pesos. By clicking in the box, I will type in pesos and see if I can narrow from 54 to a fewer number of series. Once I type my search in, I select the Go button. In this case, I was able to narrow it to 28. Now the question comes up, maybe I should narrow by frequency, such as month. So I am going to use the advanced feature to limit by checking the frequency box and selecting the time frame, monthly. Go. Notice what happened here. We got nothing. This is a good example of how choosing to narrow a search might lead one to believe that there are no GDP series at all. But in reality, a monthly outcome may not be available, and thus you get 0 results. So let's go back to our broader search, but use the advanced feature to choose quarterly. Now we're going to run our keyword search. Chile, GDP, pesos with the quarterly frequency by selecting Go. So we've narrowed our results a little bit. In future videos, we'll talk more about how to choose series based on our economic or business question and from which source, but for now, let's choose the first series by highlighting it. At this point, we might want to take a quick look at the series and draw a quick chart. Global Insight does this for you. Notice here in the lower left-hand corner, you have information about the data series and also a chart. You can select which you want to view, the data or the chart, by clicking on these two buttons. If you double-click the small chart, a bigger chart appears in a dialog box. You can right-click on this larger image and save the image for future use. I'll leave it to you to proceed from here, but you get the idea. If we are working on a larger project, we need to decide where to put our series so that we will be able to work with them later. For example, we might want to manipulate the real GDP to examine how fast GDP is growing. From here, let's move on to one of our other videos on how to manipulate data or how to run a tree search.